entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
What's up? It's TIP number 3, aka me. Today I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about the Washington Redskins quarterback situation, since that's my favorite team. That's what I follow the most. The last couple of years, back where we were before we drafted Robert Griffin, quarterback talk every week. Don't really know who's going to be the next guy coming up, got the fan base split, and even more, it seems like the locker room is now split in half. For those of you who don't know, we drafted Robert Griffin III a couple years ago. His rookie season, he looked really, really good. Took the lead by storm, set the NFC East on fire, took the Redskins to a division championship, first time since '93. Won the Rookie of the Year, but he also tore his ACL for the second time. For those of you who didn't know, he tore it at Baylor as well. Year after that, he came back, didn't look so hot. You could obviously tell the knee was still bothering him. It might not have been injured anymore per se, but you could also tell that it wasn't 100%. He wasn't as fast. It looked like he was a little gimpy. And the most, for me, he just looks extra uncomfortable in the pocket. That's what I noticed the most. Because even though in his rookie year, no, he wasn't. I'm not trying to say he was a pocket master by any means, but he looked more comfortable in the pocket. He had more confidence about him when he dropped back to pass. Now he doesn't. Especially last year, he didn't look that confident. This year, came back. He looked okay in week 1 against the Texans. I would say it was an average game. It didn't make me go, oh, he's the man now. It didn't make me go, we need to move on. Jacksonville started showing flashes of that rookie year Robert Griffin, and then, it was something crazy, like 10 plays into the game, dislocates his ankle while making a great play. Now, the story. Kirk Cousins, people saying that he's the new franchise quarterback. He flames out in however many games. I was right, by the way. Hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I never thought that Kirk Cousins was better than Griffin. I think he could be a good quarterback down the road. I just don't think he's not. He doesn't have that superstar trait. I think Griffin has that superstar trait. I don't think Kirk Cousins does. I think that's a safe choice. I think that's more so, I think he's Rex Grossman 2.0. That's just my feelings about him. That's no disrespect to him. Rex Grossman went to a Super Bowl, so. Then after Kirk Cousins had his chance, Colt McCoy comes in and plays efficient, because Colt McCoy, that's his calling card. He makes smart choices, makes good decisions. He knows how to win. You saw that at Texas, just consistent winning. He's a veteran, so he's not going to make the same mistakes that Cousins and Griffin make, because he's been there, done that. My issue with Colt is that his arm isn't very good. Especially in that Cowboys game, Deshaun had the cornerbacks beat. Bad. Beat bad. I had them by maybe 5 steps, but he had to wait on Colt because his arm strength just isn't there. I like Colt as a quarterback, as an NFL player. I think he's very talented, but I think his arm just isn't suited for having a team with Deshaun Jackson. You're gonna have to you need someone that can throw that deep ball with a guy like just Deshaun Jackson. You need someone who the defense is going to fear. Like, yeah, he can chuck this thing, and I need to be on my toes. And now that Griffin's back, a lot of fans are saying we want Colt to start. You still hear people saying Cousins should start. During the bye week, it came out that players were feeling some type of way because apparently the decision to start Griffin against the Vikings came from up top and not from the coaching staff. And in that game, Griffin didn't play terrible. In my opinion, he played well enough for them to win, but he had a few mistakes that also caused them to lose. Like that interception was a terrible interception. That last play, he should have just set his feet and hit Garcon. Now you can chalk that up to rust, not being prepared for that situation because he hasn't played in 8 weeks, 7 weeks. I love Griffin. You can make all the excuses you want for him, but he should have made that pass. Garcon was open, and that would have kept the game going. Now, play before that, we had the first down. I can't remember who was called for holding, but point the finger at him too. But for some reason, the fans and the media have really been out for Griffin ever since that ACL injury. And now you're starting to hear that the Redskins should move on, that Griffin isn't the answer at quarterback. And my opinion is that that's just totally, I'm not going to say stupid, because no, I don't like calling anyone stupid, but I just don't think that that's the right path. Especially because I don't think Griffin is terrible, especially from what we came from. Rex Grossman. Now, that was terrible. Now, if he was Rex Grossman, now that's when I'm like, all right, we need to start thinking about who's going to be there when we are drafting this next year. Because, yeah, but there's nothing I've seen from Griffin to put him in a Rex Grossman, Patrick Ramsey, let's get this guy out of here type category. Has he shown that he's going to be a superstar in the league or that he can lead this franchise to Super Bowls? No. But if you want to get this team to that point, I think there's other positions you need to look at, especially if you're going to decide to bring another quarterback in here. Before you bring another quarterback in here, you need to fix the O-line. Because even when we drafted Griffin, I was still worried, like, all right, the scenario was running through my mind. Because at the time, we didn't know if the Colts were going to draft Griffin or Luck. Now, the consensus, the majority opinion was Luck, because Andrew Luck was supposedly the next Peyton Manning. And it looks like he might be, because that boy is good. He's a beast. But Robert Griffin was showing all signs that he could be up in that category too. He's smart, he's athletic, and he has a good arm. No matter what you hear on ESPN or the local sports radio stations, Robert Griffin can throw the ball. It's just, I guess the confidence. I don't think he's lacking confidence right now, to be honest. But anyway, the line is not stable. If we had to pick Luck, I'd have been worried. Because just back then our line was just so bad. I had the thought in my mind that any quarterback we picked was going to get thrashed. Like, I had the Patrick Ramsey experience stuck in my head where Patrick Ramsey came out, quarterback showing every signs that he was going to be a superstar. And so our line got him killed over and over and over and over again. And even now you're seeing that with Griffin. Just think back to the Vikings game. He took some hits where, say what you want about him running out the pocket, running down the field, and having to get down. He takes worse hits in the pocket. That Anthony Barr hit just comes to mind right then. It seems like every hit he takes in the pocket is just, I cringe. It hurts me. So I think you really need to get that O-line fixed, especially the interior. Hopefully Morgan Moses can come along and be a starting right tackle for you, either next year or the year after that. Trent Williams, he's a Pro Bowler. He might be the best left tackle in football. He's in the conversation, top 5, hands down. But that interior is shaky. Sean Laval, I mean, he hasn't shown me that he can be that left guard for a couple of years. Chris Chester, I think he's terrible. So I think you need to get a guard or a center with that first round pick because it's just bad. Even with the running game is suffering now from our guards play. So I think before you start worrying about Griffin and the quarterback situation, that's your first priority is fixing that offense line. So even when you bring another quarterback in, that you are confident that he'll be safe. That if you teach him the playbook, he won't be worried about getting just creamed. Because that's what I think that's what the issue is right now. Because Griffin gets creamed, dude. He has time on a lot of plays, and he needs to get his interior clock set to a right amount, I guess is the right word, because he holds the ball way too long on some plays, but there's some plays where he just has no chance. And in my opinion, before you start worrying about drafting another quarterback, you need to get that line straight, offensively and defensively. I don't think our D-line gets enough pressure on the quarterback. Sometimes their quarterback is just sitting there bouncing around. I don't even want to talk about Tony Romo. Not this last game. They played good last time they played the Cowboys, but in recent years, Tony Romo he'll be back there for 15 seconds. Just, so offensive and defensive line, pay attention to this Trent Murphy. If he pans out, then, we don't really have to worry about linebacker too much because Robinson has shown that he's a beast. Kerrigan has shown that he's very good outside linebacker. Riley's having a down year, but I think he's talented. But safety, we have to, man. A lot of people are pointing the finger at Robert Griffin for that Vikings loss. Our safeties played terrible. There was receivers running wide open downfield on a couple plays. Thank God Bridgewater missed Patterson on the one. He was bucket naked. Dude, now on one hand I was kind of excited because I had him on my fantasy team, but then I remembered, oh no, I sacrificed a fantasy win for a Redskins win. All my Redskins fans know where I'm at with that. You've been there before. But yeah, and also I just think that, fans just need to be patient. Just patience, man. I mean, all these young quarterbacks aren't going to come in and immediately be successful. You have to give them time, especially guys like Griffin who have been out with injury. Now, that's 2 major injuries that he's had. Is he showing signs that he's injury prone? Yeah, but I just think you have to be patient, especially after giving up as much as you can, as much as you did for him. I think you really just have to show patience and just watch, just wait, watch. Like I think that's the best. It's the best mode of transportation right now. That's just the best way. All the best teams, they show patience, might get lucky, but I think if we're patient and, if Robert Griffin continues to work hard and, learn the game, perfect his craft, I think we'll be okay. I don't think, I'm not thinking Super Bowl contenders in the next 1 or 2 years, but you never know once you get that O-line straight because that offense has the potential to be crazy good. You got Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon, who's having kind of a shaky year. I expect that to pick up now with Griffin back because Pierre is just one of his favorite targets. He's going to go to Pierre a lot. So, those two with Andre Roberts, he's showing that he's a beast. Our receivers are really deep. We have a deep receiving core. Roberts, you don't even see Robinson that much anymore. Ryan Grant, the rookie coming off the bench. Still got Santana Moss on the bench. And Henderson just came back from the PUP list. So that offense has the. I didn't even talk about the running backs. Alfred Morris, Roy Halou, Silas Red. All of them have starter potential, in my opinion. I mean, I'm obviously biased because I'm a Redskins fan. But, and speaking of Redskins, I'm starting to think we just need to change the name. Like, I don't want to comment on whether it's offensive or not, just because I haven't really. I don't want to jump on either side when I'm not properly informed. I'll admit I'm not properly informed on the name and the history of it. So I don't want to make a judgment based on commercials I hear, basically on advertisements. I just think that that's a poor way to make a judgment on it. I'll do more reading about it, but I'm just now it's getting to the point, especially when you do reading on the internet. It's just I don't know who wrote it, and I don't know because nowadays you do research on the internet. You don't know if someone paid to have that put there, especially when you're dealing with the Redskins. They might do some shady stuff like that. So I've been one of the Redskins fans that just stay out of it and just let it run its course. But I'm starting to feel like a name change is in order. Yeah. Sorry. But that's my point of view. You don't like it? That's cool. Leave a comment. Let me know. And we can talk about it. Like homies.